Rightio, I think we've got one last panel coming up, so I guess we're not quite done just yet. So the last panel for the day, and I'm really excited about this panel because I've written here there's still plenty of currency left in this trio. They are very like-minded people, thank you for that. They are very like-minded people, and I've written here they play hard and they play fast. Each has a unique story to share. Steph, I'll get you to come up first if you don't mind. I've got a young lady here, Stephanie Strangis. From building a property portfolio through acquisition, redevelopment and earning recognition in Main Street media, she got national news coverage. Stephanie, how are you? Please come and take a seat. Give her a round of applause. Unlike some people, I do read the news every day, and I picked up on a story in the national news about this young lady, and it said, young Aussie. Am I in the way there? Am I just getting in? I'll go this side, no. Young Aussie girl buys 5 homes in 5 years, and I thought, well, that sounds interesting. So I'll have a bit of a read, and I did, and the rest is history. You're here today. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. Next up, who we got next? Oh, Katrina. Up you come, Katrina. A young lady who stands as the sole director of a new real estate business, and I'll tell you what, she's disrupted her market. She's gained over 150 property managements in 12 months, in her first 12 months. Congratulations, Katrina. Big round of applause. And lastly, but not least, our good friend, Nick Georges. Please come up, Nick. Nick's from the Wingman Group. Come and join us here. It is a startup, well, basically, let's talk about this. A startup PM services group that has done what some may class as unrealistic. Your KPI targets is just out of this world. But you're hitting them and in fact surpassing them. So in the downtime, they thought, well, what do we do? Because you've got a bit of downtime when you're growing from 0 to 8,000 or whatever you are at the moment. They just thought that they would create a remote assistance business and call it Wingman. Yep. Well done, thank you. You're good? Yeah. Okay.
Great couple of days.
I'm sure you have, fantastic. No stories from last night, please. So we've got Stephanie, Katrina and Nick. Who's both of you? Yep. Up you come. Thank you very much. Last panel of the day. One big round of applause.
No music?
Yep.
That's all good. Thank you, guys. And we can go to the live stream now. Guys, thank you. Yeah, I'm all good.
You're good?
Yep. We're back. How are we, guys? How are we doing?
Last session
the last
for the
session
day.
of the day.
Who's excited?
Yeah.
How good has it been today,
We're
guys?
leaving the best till last.
Absolutely.
So welcome.
Thank you.
We'll start with the topic today is speed is the new currency of business. And the speed of learning, speed of business, speed of execution. We know that speed is a critical factor in running a real estate operation today. I think in anything that we want to do successfully. And we've got 3 people here who epitomise speed. Who have applied speed in their business and the importance. And Daniel's presentation earlier on today, if that's it's expected now. Yeah. And I think
it's what clients want.
It's what clients want.
And it's what they get from bigger businesses, bigger brands out there. So they expect the same from us.
Exactly.
Every small business, yeah.
Cool. So we've got a few questions to ask the guys today. Let's hear a little bit of a... let's start with Nick. Talk to us about the Wingman Group. Tell us about the Wingman and Housemark. What systems can drive explosive growth? What are your systems? And how has technology empowered this journey? And what is next for you in the business? Maybe we won't do it all in that range, but go for it.
Okay, so I'll start with Housemark. So Housemark is a property management only business based in Brisbane. Our founder, Jonathan Bell, who was mentioned a couple of times today, started the business from scratch just under 5 years ago. And when he got to about 65, 70 managements, he realised that he couldn't do it on his own and met someone who was really invested in remote professionals in the Philippines specifically. And his first team member was a lady called Jen in the Philippines. and Jen is still with us today. So at 65, he put on his first remote professional, and as he continued to scale, more and more remote professionals would come on, and today Housemarque sits at just under 3,000 managements in 5 years, with a full team in the Philippines.
And organically grown.
Yeah, organically grown. And during that journey to that number, he thought, why isn't every business in Australia using the Philippines and using remote professionals? And about 18 months ago, that's when Wingman was born. And yeah, today Wingman sits at just under 800 staff.
Phenomenal.
That is phenomenal. Big round of applause. That's speed. That certainly is speed. I'll come back to the other questions, but Maria, over to you.
I was so looking forward to today just to interview Katrina, all of you, but oh my God, Katrina, you know you've got a special place in my heart. We met a year ago.
Almost a year ago.
Almost. It's not even a year yet.
No.
We had a very quick coffee talking about speed of execution, right? We had a quick catch up. You found out about us from
L&M.
L&M, that's
Actually,
right.
I got
Lemon
a
and
text
Michael.
message at night saying Maria's going to call you, answer the phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then we caught up. We had a 25-minute. It was under half an hour coffee at Brighton.
Brighton, yeah.
Yeah, in Brighton. And then she just put her hand out and she goes, I'm ready, I'm going to do this, let's go, right? Next week she was at the office, the brand was launched.
It was December.
Tell us your story.
It might have been a year, actually.
Yep.
Because it was December, and I remember laughing with my family, and I said, I really want to launch by my birthday, which is the 24th of Feb, and everyone's like, yeah, just relax a little bit, that's not going to happen. And sure enough, I did launch on my birthday. And that's all thanks to you and your team, because you guys worked absolutely incredibly, and you held me accountable, and you made things happen that I would probably still be dragging my feet with. And now we are almost a year old, and I have just about 150 managements, and organically.
Phenomenal.
But you started with a website, unlike a Wingman, good old Jonathan.
Yes, I had. Did you not have a website? What? Oh, that's okay. Look, that's okay, because did everybody come through the website?
No.
No.
But you had us to help you. So talk to us a little bit about the journey, because remember when we first started and when we first had that conversation, I can't believe how many things we talked about in that half an hour. Like, I knew your business plan, I knew exactly what you wanted. You told me what you wanted for the next year. Remember yesterday when we talked about planning and knowing your why and what you want? This young girl was phenomenal. That's why the meeting was so short, because you knew exactly what you wanted. And you weren't going to do sales.
No, I wasn't.
But I've convinced you otherwise. So talk to us about that journey.
You convinced me, and when I sat down and did the numbers and realised that I had given away like 100 grand in comms in a month, and then my feedback was, we still prefer you, I thought, all right, the control freak's going to come back and she's just going to do everything herself. So we've jumped into sales now, and that was like 4 weeks ago. And we have had an auction, we have 2 scheduled, and it's going to be a domino effect, so that's great. I was 18 when I jumped into real estate. I dropped out of high school in year 10. I failed year 10 actually, but I love people, and when I started my job in real estate, I knew nothing, by the way. It was really daunting, and I nearly quit after 6 months. And someone in the office that I worked at said to me, just give it a go, give it one more chance somewhere else. And that somewhere else was Rain and Horn, and I won an award, and I met my best friend, who I'm still friends with. And I think that was like the kick in the butt that I needed. And then I was thrown into a position of 150 properties that were a mess, and I spent like a year fixing it, and then I grew it to 500 in 2 years.
You're working for someone else. Amazing. Phenomenal.
Really well done.
Steph, you're not in real estate, but you are in real estate. Talk to us about your business and what you do.
I bought my first property at the end of 2018, so start of 2019. Being a millennial, It's hard to get properties that are done, so I got into the market getting something that needed a lot of work. From there, I purchased a property every year from then. I fixed them up myself, so I've taught myself to be a tradie, and now I've actually started doing trade school. I then also run them, some as short-term rentals, others I sell, and the plan is to continue to buy a property or more a year from now on, I guess.
So you love what you do.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk to us about your experiences with real estate salespeople, the good, the bad, and the in-between.
Yeah. So I think probably where you are at now, because you've been in this industry for a while, I think a lot of real estate agents forget what you are to us, especially first home buyers. So it's like when you go on a school camp. You always remember the leader, but the leader's never going to remember the kids. So those really small interactions you have, especially with first home buyers, we don't know what the difference is between unconditional finance and pre-approved. We don't know that you can request, a 10% deposit on an auction. It says usually 20%. We don't know that we can ask. And meeting real estate agents that just gave me the smallest bit of support, pointed me in the right direction of someone that could help me with finance. I remember them for years, and now I've bought multiple properties off the same real estate agents. I go back to them and I sell my properties. I let them know what I'm looking for, and we'll continue to buy from them. So you guys are so pivotal in the buyer's journey, and I think you forget that. And just the 5 seconds of effort can make us come back to you year after year after year. So I think that's really important.
So how do you choose your agent now when you sell your properties, when you know that agent is going to be dealing with first home buyers?
Yeah. It's very much the real estate agent that gave me the extra 5 seconds.
Okay.
Or the person that I've communicated since, because I've told dozens of real estate agents what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something where the vendor wants to get out quickly. It needs a lot of work. I don't care if someone's already ripped out the bathroom and the kitchen and they ran out of money. That's even better for me because they've saved me some demo time. So I've got very specific, availability to money, and I'll know what that is. And I've told so many agents, this is what I'm looking for in this many suburbs. One's called me back.
One. Where are you looking? We've got a room full of real estate agents. Can you tell us what it is that you're looking for in the suburbs? There you go.
So the peninsula, like Seaford, Frankston, is somewhere where I'm looking at. I've already bought there. I'm looking to go back in. I love properties in St Kilda, so oversized apartments that have sort of, advertised as 2-bedroom, but they have a dining room, so that's definitely a 3-bedder. So St Kilda area as well. I'm now renovating in Toorak. So it's very open plain. It's more about the unique opportunity, but there is a lot of them.
Beautiful.
Yeah, love it.
Manos?
Nick, we met Jonathan in January of this year. At the time, you had about 400 people in the Wingman group. You were about 2,500, actually 2,300 in rentals. And now you just mentioned, and then we caught up for dinner a little bit later after that. When people talk about going from 400 team members, and whether onshore, offshore, it doesn't really matter. They're still exactly the same challenges you have as we have here as it is overseas. What systems are you using to be able to scale from 400 to 800 and still keep efficiency, still keep that customer service there? Because the reality is there's no way you could have doubled if your customers weren't happy in the first place.
Yeah, in terms of the growth, like operationally, I'm probably not the best person to speak to that. I don't really have an operational bone in my body, but we'll leave that to Jonathan Rostron. But in terms of the scale, we really simplify it. So we've got a crystal clear vision of what we want to accomplish, and that vision has changed in time. So we've got a crystal clear vision. It's the Richard Branson analogy. So have a crystal clear vision, employ the best people. We've got two of our team members, Isaac at the back and Rebecca. So find the best people and get out of their way. So yeah, we really live by that and underpin them with whatever support they need.
Yep. And from a technology point of view, from a communication point of view, are you using particular systems?
I think technology is different technology and different platforms, CRMs, etc., are suited to different offices. Scale, employees, there's different facets. One thing I will say about technology is do an audit on, are you using it to its maximum capacity? We often go into businesses who say, oh, we need some offshore support, but that's not actually going to shift the needle in your business. You have to understand what your current reality is. Are you using your current tech stack? I know Fiona mentioned before she went into a business and culled hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of subscriptions. I think that's an exercise that businesses need to do annually, or if not more frequently than that. But are you using your tech stack to its capabilities? And then the second part to that is, are you using your staff and your team members, or are they at capacity as well? There's no point in fixing problems with people. You have to actually get to the core of the problem and then put the plan in place after that.
Yeah, we use a system called the 28-day assistant planner, which everyone's got access to it in the portal. You can download it. Because I think one of the big things from a business owner's point of view is actually identifying the tasks that should be left with the media team and then obviously with the remote assistant. Do you use a similar strategy?
So I think the strategy needs to be, whether it's onshore or offshore, is have defined roles and everyone stays in, like, talk about the vision, but you need to have people in their lanes to actually execute that vision, and having the tasks both onshore and offshore. And onshore, I know that, I can't remember her name from REA, was talking about...
Caroline.
What's that?
Caroline.
Caroline was talking about actually finding roles that are actually enjoyable for your team. Our property managers manage, on average, about 300 properties each. And we've stripped away everything that they don't like doing. So all the letters, all the data entry, repairs and maintenance, all that stuff has been stripped away. And what they're doing is building relationships with the landlord and dealing with escalated issues. So they've got the time to look after that amount of properties because they're underpinned by someone who knows how to do the role.
Love it. Awesome.
Katrina.
Yes.
Look at you. Don't be scared.
No, I got scared of what you just said.
Why?
300 properties.
300?
Yeah, from someone that does it on their own.
Yeah. So that's what I want to talk to you about,
Yes.
coming from that. So obviously you grew very fast.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you put your first person on, which I'm pretty sure was your mum?
Which was my
and then
mum.
second, and just take us through that journey as a property manager going to business, obviously without... I mean, you did property management before, but this is the first time that you owned your business.
Yes.
Just take us through that journey.
It is the first time I've owned my business, but the last two offices I worked at, I was alone for a long time. Just because there was a director there, it doesn't mean that I was assisted. And that's where all of everything that we've discussed today comes into play. I was sort of just left there. Property management doesn't matter. We care about sales. That's where our focus is going. Work it out, Katrina. Yeah. So I did. And I got at Ray White, before I hired the first person, I did probably need someone around the 140 mark at that point, doing everything from A to Z on my own. And that was like 6 years ago, so we didn't have a lot of the things that we have now. We got her at 170. That was pushing it. And then I did it again by myself from zero when I was at Harcourts, and that got to, again, the 180 mark before I had an assistant come in. So I thought, I'm not going to make the same mistake by doing that, because I found that both times I sort of stopped being able to grow. It was like that roadblock of either maintain what I have or keep growing and lose what I have. So
And did you hit burnout? Like 180 properties on your own? Like,
what's burnout? I don't know. My mum
Okay.
would say I have. But and it maybe only happened this year where I needed 48, 72 hours to shut off. But I took Mum on 3 months in, I think, to do all of the back end stuff, so all the stuff that no one sees or wants to see, to allow me to be on the road. But by 3 months, we were already at 100.
okay. Amazing. You must be so proud of her. Not everyone works at your speed, right? Everyone's different. So when you put people around you to help you in your business, how do you navigate that?
Well, I'm still navigating it, and I've done it multiple times, but it's been different every time because the person's different and the case is different. So I guess I put myself back to when I was learning, and had I had a mentor, what pace would I have been at and what pace did I work at? And I hope I have done my best to sort of put myself in their position and try and go over things 100 times and realise that it's probably going to stuff up at some point and how to fix it. And I know that I don't learn from listening to someone telling me how to do something. So I ask them, how do you best learn? Do you want me to show you, or do you want to just do it yourself and then get me to check it? So I basically put it back to them. How are you going to learn, and what can I do to help you?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. If you were to give advice to someone that's just starting out today, their business, on their own in real estate, what would that be?
If you're thinking about it and something's holding you back, but you know you can do it, just do it. There is never the right time, and the worst time is probably the time it's going to happen, but you will find a way. And because it's the worst time, you'll be more motivated to literally go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds and make it happen, especially if you have something behind you that is depending on it. So I have a mortgage, it's just me, and I knew that this has to happen, otherwise everything that I've done to this moment is going to be for nothing.
Amazing, thank you. How good is she? Stephanie, tell us about your business. How did you start? How did you go into it? What got you into the industry?
Well, my dad did buy quite a lot of properties when I was younger. So he bought farms, factories, all of that, old houses. So I'd had that experience of seeing things, pulled apart. So I think that definitely made it a little bit less scary to buy properties that a lot of other people didn't want to touch. And it kind of just evolved from there. I bought my first property in St Kilda. I actually rented out sort of more short term, so that helped me get cash flow to move on to the second property faster. I bought the next one out in Werribee, and then lockdown happened. And I decided to live out there on my own, and I didn't have the money to hire tradies, and I wasn't allowed to go to work because I work in hospitals, so I am a salesperson as well, so I sell equipment to surgeons, so I understand what it's like to be salespeople. But I wasn't allowed to go to work because we didn't want more bodies in the hospital to make sure that the spread was lower, but I was still getting paid. So I just turned around and I was like, well, I've got this house that's not livable. I guess I better Google how to waterproof a bathroom, and I better Google how to tile a bathroom.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, and I just kept going from there because, like you said, it's easy to do a job that's your passion, and I love to see the properties go from start to finish. I love to see people move in and enjoy it. I love the sales process and the buying process. So yeah, it's definitely a hobby that I would like to go into full time. And from here, I'm really looking at helping educate women, mostly, to get into property, feel comfortable buying on your own, do DIY. I've grown a large TikTok following, so I'm up to about 14,000 followers. I've been in 7 News, news.com.au, weirdly, New Zealand Herald, yeah.
And are we allowed to mention the block or not?
Well, I have no answer yet. So, I've applied for the block this year, so I think I've got more experience than I ever have before, and I've applied, so
Good on you. One last question. I think you told us what's next for you. That's fantastic. And I love how you want to help other people do the same. We're in the real estate industry. We've got a lot of salespeople here. And I don't know if a third of us have ever done what you have done. What advice would you give to us as salespeople that we list and sell property all the time, and we see people make money out of it, but we actually don't invest in it ourselves, or some of us? What advice would you give to people, to the real estate, to the people in the room?
Yeah, I guess for the years that I've been in it, honestly, don't stretch. And that's what's really helped me grow. A lot of people are like, push for that dream home, go that extra 100,000. And honestly, it's the fact that I've gone for lower expense properties that have given me a higher rental yield. So St Kilda's been an amazing one there. You know, the apartment I bought in Toorak is, 150 squares, but, had some damage and, water damage. And that was under 800,000, which is sort of unheard of. I go into all the buying process unemotional. I go about it like I'm a business. Am I getting the right square meterage for the price? And like something like Frankston is, I think, a beautiful option right now. It was at a really nice high price point. It has really plateaued, and it's going to elastic band straight back up as soon as we see any drop in that interest rate. So those sort of areas are, nice.
Good on
you.
you.
Talk to me tonight. I'll be at the
at the gala.
At the gala. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ben. Thanks for
Inspirational.
Nick, last question. What's the plans and what's the strategy for Hallmark and Wingman? And what's the best advice that you could possibly give someone, especially you've had past experience working in the mainstream franchise model of real estate, of scaling, of wanting to go from A to B to C or A to Z and skipping all the in between?
So what's next for us? We are very fortunate. We have a live test case for everything that we do at Wingman through our Housemark business. We work with hundreds and hundreds of businesses across the country. So we get to see the good, the bad and the ugly of systems, processes and what everyone's doing. We've invested really heavily in onshore consultants. So we have property management specialists and sales specialists here in Australia that will actually come to your office and do consulting and actually understand what your business requires and how offshoring can assist that. So I guess what's next for us is continuing to add huge amounts of value to the industry and using the experiences that we have built up. In regards to scaling quickly, I would just go by this quote, ride boldly and don't fear the spillages.
Very good, very good.
Love it.
I reckon that deserves a round of applause.
You don't want to ask Katrina a question? I can, but
Yep,
do you?
please.
No.
No.
What's next?
Probably this. Next is I need to put in formulas which are in the making to continue to grow at this pace. There's no point in stopping. The sales they're going to happen organically. I'm going to sort of let that happen on its own for now. I do have in my mind salespeople that I would like to recruit, but I just have to wait for them to come when they're ready. I do have a plan for an office because at the moment I work from home and my mum works from her home, so that's probably why we haven't killed each other. So that's going to hopefully happen in 2025, and the vision is nothing like your standard office on Sydney Road or anything that you are used to, so I'm going to keep that a secret for now.
Okay.
But there was a question that I got multiple times, and I'm a woman of my word, so Nick, I'll answer it for you. I've been asked how. Where did I get these clients from? In the time that I've been in this job, I've met a lot of amazing people, and I'm really good at keeping amazing people in my life and in my corner, and they are loyal. And I made sure that those relationships were still connected before I made my big jump, and everybody that I called was like, I've been waiting for this call. Can you just do it already? I'm behind you. Let's go. And then there was other ones that came out of the woodwork, and before I even had a chance to pick up the phone and do what everybody does, the phone was going and going and going and going. And then if mine wasn't going, they were reaching out to my mum. And then all of a sudden, even people that I haven't spoken to in years were like, oh my God, we were driving down this street or whatever and we saw your name and we just had to come back. So when you go out on your own, you're more likely to get people to give you that trust because they want to support you, not the big brand. They want you.
If you've done a good job.
If you've done a good job, of
And
course.
you've built a great relationship.
Yes.
It's like what Manos was
It's
saying.
a lot of blood, sweat and tears.
Yeah,
A lot.
the work that you did last year, the year before
Yeah.
that is what's going to
Yes.
pay you dividends later. It's longevity, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Do you want to take any questions from?
Yeah, from the floor.
From the
That'd be
floor.
fantastic. Any questions from the floor?
When you were going to the deep end, why do you, in hindsight, consider that probably the best training you've had?
The best thing. The lessons that I learnt and the mistakes that I made taught me everything, but also the constant kick in the guts from everything is what gave me the courage to be able to do this. And I often say, I got my real estate license 2 or 3 years before I did it, and everyone's like, why didn't you just do it then? I needed that last step where I was at that time, and that last kick in the guts and the stab bit right back in the wound to give me the final push over the line to do it.
Oh.
Love it. Anyone else? We have a microphone over here, Jim, and one over here as well.
Okay, who's first?
Jim, you go.
Yep. Wingman. Okay, so a small business, say 300 rental properties, we say four property managers. Do you have the stats of how growth happened after implementing your services to a business of that size?
So we would usually, so it depends on how the business is structured. So you said you've got 4 property managers. It's different in every marketplace, but we would usually do the ratio of, for property managers, 1 offshore for every 250 properties. Without going into too much detail, without knowing any detail of your business, I would say, depending on how congested your properties are. Some offices would have a wide range of properties. I'd say you do have too many bodies on the ground there, but without going into detail, it's about 250 per offshore in the property management side. Our new business side is a 1-to-1 model, so every single BDM, or the 3 BDMs that we've got, has 1 offshore sitting underneath them, and our leasing team has 2 offshore who are literally just processing applications, drawing up lease documents, which means our BDMs are just prospecting and meeting clients and signing up managements, and our leasing people are just leasing properties, not doing anything that's not dollar productive.
Love it.
So your back end does all the other stuff?
Everything. Accounts. Our property managers do not touch a single bit of accounts. Our BDMs joke about not being able to fill out an agreement. They literally don't even fill out agreements. Anything that's not... Our only KPI for our BDMs is 3 face-to-face meetings a day. Our only KPI for our property managers is speak to your landlord once a month.
So basically, in a 23-day month, they've got to be speaking to about 15 people.
About 75 to 80 a week.
75 to 80 a week, 15 a day. What a beautiful, simple model. 3 face-to-face for the BDMs, and I'm assuming they need to convert a certain number in a 12-month period or 3-month period.
Yeah, our target for our BDMs, our growth team, so the 3 BDMs, is 100 a month, 100 managers a month.
For each person?
No,
for the 3. For the 3.
Yeah,
so 30,
it's about 33 each.
33 each. Very, very simple.
But all they do is have face-to-face meetings.
Have face-to-face.
They don't even...
Awesome.
And we've got a big, we don't have a sales team. So Those 3 face-to-face meetings a day are referral partner meetings. So sales agents with no rent rolls, mortgage brokers, financial planners, anyone in the property services realm, they're the people that we're meeting face-to-face.
Yeah, love it. Question over here.
Oh, hi. My name's Theo. Stephanie, I just had 2 questions. I really liked your story and how you've evolved it. First one, when you kick-started your project, did you use family and friends self-capital, or did you have OP in the mix? And the second question, don't worry about the block. I think you should start your own show. Stephanie Picks Your House.
Love it.
So I actually saved myself to get my first property. So again, I work in sales for a very good industry, so medical. But I also did test out subletting an apartment just to see if my idea would work first. So that assisted me in saving additional capital. And I've always been accidentally entrepreneurial. So selling things at markets, buying things online and selling them, things like that. So yeah, I saved for my first property myself and did have a 20% deposit. But by buying so well my first time, I already had hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity to then make that stepping stone quickly. So by buying, selling well is not the question. It's always how well do you buy. You always make money if you buy smart. So each property I've ever bought would probably be considered undervalue, and I've had real estate agents often talk about my purchase each year and being like, well, that was the one that was like, how did she get it for that price? And it's just about being really patient. And yes, I'm buying slightly different properties that a lot of people might not want to touch, because getting tradespeople in to fix those is very expensive. But because I'm hands-on myself, yeah, it's worked out.
And how long on average would it take you to find the ideal property? Like, or is it you don't have a time frame? You just go.
I look at realestate.com like it's Netflix.
Where's realestate.com?
It's my biggest hobby. I will just sit there and filter for a certain suburb, and I will just scroll and scroll and scroll until I find, the things that I've learned to love. And that's always adapting and learning more about new suburbs is always an interest of mine. So connecting with the right people that can teach me more about all the suburbs is very exciting. But yeah.
Well done. Congratulations, seriously. And one piece of advice I'll share with one of our agents who's not here today, that she purchases property. She's an investor, a very quiet achiever, and Michelle Braggins. And one of her best advice that she ever gave is, as soon as she had the inclination to buy a car, as lots of real estate agents like to do, she went out instead and bought another property.
Yeah.
And that was her trigger, a really simple formula. And she just bought a property as soon as she had the inclination to purchase a car. Awesome.
I don't think there's any other questions. Thanks,
any other
guys.
questions? Or?
Do you guys have anything to add? Nick, is there anything that you want to add? No?
Congratulations on the last few days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It has been amazing.
Yeah.
Katrina?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I guess the main thing is anyone you meet on any opens or anything like that, save your number in their phone with a little tagline that makes you remember them. Because in a year or two, I'll look at my phone and I'll be like, oh, who was that real estate agent I really liked? And you're just in the phone. It's 5 seconds and you'll get so much return business because of it.
Amazing.
What a valuable,
Good last point.
Fantastic. Love it.
Thank you, Steph.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
guys.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
give them a round
Well
of
done.
applause?
Congratulations.
Grab a hat each.
Grab a hat. We've got
I've
5
got a
hats.
couple to
Grab a
go.
hat. Grab a hat.
Grab a hat.
I'll give you a
Oh, you
Real
take a
Plus
couple.
hat. We'll see.
Katrina?
The Real Plus hats are high
Not
value.
quite the Collingwood cap, but
High value. Thank you. It's
fantastic.
always, what a great day we've had.
Wow.
Fantastic panel. I think I love the diversity of that panel. You know, I think having Stephanie there, obviously from an investor point of view, Nick there from an external business, rapid growth perspective, and everything that they've achieved, and Katrina from that, let's just get out there and, make it happen, right? Like back yourself. That's it's an eclectic but appropriate set of stories to end what has been an incredible 2 days. So will you join with me in thanking our panel once again?
What I thought was invaluable on that was actually getting to see behind the curtain, getting your perspective of the agent looking behind the curtain. I think that was very interesting.